The old house at the end of Maple Street had always been a topic of whispered conversation among the neighborhood children. We called it the widow's house, after a reclusive woman who lived there, rumored to have lost her husband to a dark fate long ago. The stories we shared at dusk grew wilder at every telling, that she spoke to the spirits in the walls, that she could see the things others couldn't. I never believed in it until I found myself standing at her doorstep one stormy afternoon. The door creaked open before I even knocked, as if expecting me. Inside, the air was thick and stale, scented with the remnants of long-dead flowers and something metallic. Her face emerged from the shadows, pale and gaunt, her eyes glinting with an unnatural light. "You've come for the stories, haven't you?" she whispered, beckoning me into a dimly lit parlor hung with faded portraits. Each frame was an echo of a life once lived, but their eyes seemed to follow me. As we sat on the worn velvet chairs, she began to speak, her voice like an incantation. There was an urgency in her tales, a pleading to be understood. She spoke of the spirits that roamed her home, the ones trapped between this world and the next, longing to communicate. I scoffed at first, dismissing her words as the fanciful ravings of an old woman, but then I began to hear them, the faint whispers swirling around the room like a gathering storm. It was the last story that changed everything. She leaned closer, her breath cold against my cheek, and told me of a forbidden ritual, a way to open the door to the other side. "But beware," she warned, "the price is steep." Before I could protest, her hands grasped mine and the room began to spin. The portraits shifted, their faces morphing into grotesque masks of sorrow. I felt an icy hand clasp my shoulder and dread tighten around my throat. The last thing I remember is her eyes widening with terror as something behind me began to emerge from the shadows. When I finally broke free, I raced out, the echoes of her despair following me through the door. I never returned to that house, but sometimes, in the dead of night, I hear those faint whispers calling my name, a reminder of what lies just beyond the veil and the door I once opened.